Actually be a good way to meet women, but now that I think about it, trying on their clothes is probably a good way to meet a woman.
What? Oh my
And
God.
that's exactly how Aaron met the girl he wants to call today. At least that's what his email says. What's up, Aaron? How are you?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Pretty
Hold up.
good.
Are you wearing a dress right now, bro?
I'm
Yeah.
picturing you like creeping into her closet and putting her clothes on.
No, it was an honest mistake.
What? How?
You know how it is, sometimes you're just walking along and like, oops, I put your pants on. That's weird.
Oh,
Why
Is
don't
that
you...
my skirt or yours?
It was a jacket, man. I don't have it on right now.
Oh, jacket.
like at a restaurant or a bar or something.
Nah, I was at a flea market shopping around, and I'm trying on the stuff, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and to me, I'm like, okay, cool, this is a pretty cool jacket.
Yeah.
And then this girl walks by, and she starts laughing at me. So I turn around, so I'm just like, what's going on? And she's like, that's a girl's jacket. And I was like, oh, damn.
Hey, if it looked good, you should
Yeah.
have worn
Who
it.
cares?
Like, it's very slimming. Why are the buttons on the wrong side, though?
It did look good, and then I looked at the tag, and it said women's medium, so I was like, oh, crap.
That should make you feel good about yourself. You're nice and slim.
So she was laughing at me and stuff, and then, we sparked up a conversation, and we talked probably for like 10 or 15 minutes,
Nice.
and she talked about how one time she tried on, like, guys' pants, so, I thought that was funny.
You guys are perfect
Yeah,
for
you guys,
each other.
yeah, exactly. You guys bonded.
Well, and not only that, if you end up dating, you have like a shared wardrobe, which actually would be awesome.
Yeah, I could tell she was into me because she, like, kind of slapped me on my arm a little bit, so I was like, okay, maybe this girl's really into me.
Oh.
And then I finally worked up my courage to ask her out on a date, and she said yes.
Awesome. Did you wear that jacket on the date? I hope so.
No,
No, you didn't.
I didn't buy it. I put it back.
Oh, you put it back?
What's her name, by the way?
Gina.
Gina. All right. So what did you and Gina do?
Well, I took her to a cat sanctuary. I thought that'd be a pretty cool place for a first date. See some cool exotic animals, some jaguars.
Oh,
Like, wait,
I thought
cat-
I thought you meant you took her to like the Humane Society
Yeah,
to
that's what I
like look at
thought.
house cats. I get it now.
No, I didn't take her to the Humane Society.
Wait.
A big cat sanctuary.
Oh.
Yeah, like exotic animals, like interesting animals, not little cats.
Yeah. So more like lions and jaguars and
Yeah.
not tabbies.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's feral
And
cats.
she loved it. Like, we were walking around there for like 2-3 hours, and it was really fun. She was so interested, and she kept, like, playfully slapping me again. And
Oh,
just like, oh my God, look at the jaguar over there. And she like grabbed my hand, and we ran over there. So I'm just like, this is going really good.
yeah.
And then, yeah, at the end of the date, I had a little surprise for her because my friend works there. And I brought her behind the scenes to see how everything like happens, like how they feed the tigers,
Whoa.
how they fill up the water bowls
That
and stuff.
is so cool.
That is awesome.
Dude, you delivered on this date.
Yeah, and it was really, 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 really fun. And the coolest part to me was like when we saw 2 lions, and the male lion was like catcalling the female lion, to like, hey, come on over. It's like time to get down. And I was just like, yo, that's so awesome and so cool.
Okay. You didn't get pervy about it, did you?
I mean, I pointed it out. I was just like, yo, look, those lions are about to make love. And she laughed.
Make love?
Did you say make love?
Well, I didn't want to seem like a pervert. I didn't want to be like, yo, those lions are about to have sex,
Yeah, that's probably a funny way to put it.
Make love. That is so funny.
I feel like there's like a romantic
I don't know why
setting.
it's so funny to me, but it's
It
really
is.
funny. I would have used the word hump, but
Yeah.
that's just me personally.
Well, it was Lion King Part 3,
Okay.
Okay. So, I mean, did she seem to like all that?
Yeah, she seemed to like it all. She was laughing and just continued to, like, hit me, like, flirting. But, like, at the end of the night, I go in for, like, a kiss, and she just gives me, like, a hug. And I
Uh-oh.
was just like, I was kind of confused.
Yeah, I'm confused for you because, like, she was giving you all the signs.
Yeah, I was just like, what's going on? Like, she gave me all the signs. She was flirting with me, hitting me. And then, like, I told her I'd call her the next day. So I called her, and I didn't get anything. So I texted her the next day, and then she claimed she was out of town.
Hmm.
And I was just like, okay, I mean, maybe she could be out of town. And then, like, a couple days goes by again. I text her,
no.
nothing. And then she's just like, oh, I lost my phone. I had to get, like, a new number. And I'm just like,
Wow.
man, what is going on? I feel like she's just, like, kind of blowing me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like excuses for sure.
Like, I'm really confused. Like, I thought the date was a wonderful day. Like, I had such a great time. And she seemed like she did, too. And I'm just
Okay.
really confused.
Huh.
Maybe she's into lions now. Maybe she saw what they did and was like, it's
That's
weird. I'm in a
real
weird
making
spot.
love.
I don't want to date a human man anymore.
I hope not.
We'll play a song and then come back and call her right after this and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, thanks.
All right, hang on.
Hello,
Hi, may I speak to Gina, please?
this is she.
Hey, Gina, how are you? This is Jubal from the radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. I know, I'm hilarious, right?
What's this all about?
Well, I'll tell you in a second. First of all, have you ever listened to the show before?
No?
Okay.
Oh,
Is that
wow.
bad?
No, that's fine. There's
Yeah.
a lot of people that don't. There's some that do.
Most
I don't
don't.
care either way.
Okay.
But
I'm not a loser, I promise.
Oh, I didn't think you were.
Yeah,
Actually, I
nobody-
probably respect you more.
Yeah.
But I'm calling because you went out on a date recently with someone who does listen to the show, and they wanted us to call you.
Who?
His name is Aaron.
The jacket guy.
Yeah.
That's what you call
I
it,
it.
forget
yeah.
that's how you guys met at the flea market.
The jacket
yes,
guy.
we did. The jacket guy. He tried on this girl's jacket and I laughed
Yeah.
at him.
Yep. He told us all about that.
Yeah, he did.
It sounds like
Yeah,
you laugh
he-
a lot.
He emailed us because we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them back after, they can email us to get you on the phone and ask what happened. So Aaron told us about how he met you. He told us about your first date. And then he also told us that you're not responding to his phone calls or text messages now.
He told you about our date.
Yep.
Yeah. And it sounded awesome from his description, like super organic and easy to be around each other. And then he like hooked it up so you could go behind the scenes of the big cat sanctuary.
Yeah.
Oh, it was an awesome date. It was. I will not lie, because I love big cats, and
Yeah.
they had jaguars and lynx and tigers and these lions.
Right. He told us all of that. He said you guys had a good time and said he thought that you were really, really into it. So if you were and you liked the date and you liked him, why not call him back?
He was really nice. And I'm flirty and fun, and
So I'm sorry to interrupt you, but were you just not into him? Maybe not attracted to him? Because when people describe other people as nice, it's usually not in a sexy way.
Yeah, it's like a friend.
Yeah.
No, he was nice and he was cute and he did there's nothing that he did wrong. I mean, honestly, he was as polite as they could be. He even said something about the lions making love. I don't know, but it was like what I thought was really polite. I was like, making love? Don't they like mate?
Right.
I
So
went
if it
with
was
Paul.
if it was all good though, why don't you want to go out with him again?
I should call him or text him, and I haven't, and I feel really bad about it.
Okay.
Are you in a
Wait.
relationship?
Well, that's a difficult question. The night after we went to the sanctuary, I looked up his friend that brought us to the sanctuary, right? I looked the guy up on Facebook just to thank him. Just,
Okay.
Thank you so much. We had a great time. It was great to meet you. I love the cats, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
So the guy friended me back, and he said, it was great to meet you. Hey, I have an idea. Why don't you come back to the sanctuary,
Uh-huh.
and I will give you a more in-depth tour of the sanctuary, and I'll even, possibly let you pet one of the cats.
Whoa.
And
Oh.
I thought that was really awesome, but I also thought it was weird because I was like, well, is Aaron going to go with me or not? And
Right.
it's just like this new thing. But the thing that kind of like let me want to go was the fact that the guy was really hot.
Oh,
Oh.
all right.
Okay.
Okay.
He was
Wait.
wild, and he was like unbelievably manly, and he had these he had
Uh-huh.
an awesome chest, and I was just like, holy crap, he looks like one of the lions. I was like, oh my gosh. And the fact that the lions are like mating in the I was
Okay.
like, okay.
Wow.
So you got a thing
So-
for his buddy then? Is that it?
Yes,
And I'm guessing you went back to the cat sanctuary for your intimate tour.
I did, and we totally hooked up in the animal sanctuary.
Oh, what? Oh my god.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
I know, it's so bad. I was just so naughty. We were pushed up against the lion's fence.
Wow.
It was one of those experiences that were like top 2 of all time.
Sounds like your
Oh
date
my
with that
gosh.
dude went off a lot better
Yeah.
than your date
Yeah.
with Aaron to the cat sanctuary.
They were just different. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, Aaron's the kind of kid that like, well, you're really nice, and I could take you home to my mom, and she
So
was
you don't want a nice guy, you want to throw me up against a lion cage type of
Yeah.
guy.
yes, because that's exciting.
Okay. Well, something else that may or may not be exciting for you to know, Gina, is that Aaron is actually on the phone and wants to talk to you.
Are you kidding me right now, Gina?
Oh my God, Aaron, is that you?
I take you on that date, and that's what you do? Like, what is wrong with you?
Look, you have to understand. I said, you're the nicest guy, and you're super cute, and you were so fun, and everything else. And I have to thank you. I mean, it's like you should actually feel pretty good about
thank you by
all
doing
of
the
it because
zookeeper. How did this even happen?
I don't know how long you've been listening, but you know what? He contacted me on Facebook after I just gave a thank you. He friended me back, and he said, please come again.
That doesn't make it right for you to just go and hook up with a zookeeper.
Well, Aaron, I can tell you this. He's much more than a zookeeper.
What does that even mean?
Basically, for me, he's like the king of the lions.
Whoa.
I mean, he is unbelievably awesome and a great lover, and he's funny. And it's just like, you know what? I should have texted you back, and I should have told you. I said, my bad on that.
Yeah.
Right?
So what are you, like, dating him right now or something? You're just going to date the lion zookeeper?
Well, to be fair, I don't know what it was. It's like, we had this great night, and we, text occasionally, but,
Gina, I know him. He's my friend. All he wanted to do was hook up with you.
That is not true. That is not true, Aaron.
He doesn't want to date.
No, it's not, because I know
I've known him for years. Gina, do you know how many girls he's hooked up with against the lion cage? He's so many girls there.
Aaron, but you know what? I'm going to be his last.
Oh.
Well, okay.
Oh, wow. All right.
Okay.
So, Gina, you feel like you're the one that's going to get him to stop his wild ways. I don't even know. But is that what you feel like, Gina?
Yes, I am, because we really
Not
hit it
a
off.
chance.
There was a spark.
Okay, well, both of you, I think, are being a little out of control here. Aaron, she's free to date who she wants to date. She didn't even kiss you. Gina, don't put a lot of stock into your relationship with Lion Man.
But you haven't seen his hands. His hands are as big as a lion's paw.
Wow. Sounds amazing. I'm probably a fool for asking this, but Gina, would you like to go on a second date with Aaron? We'll pay for it. He has smaller hands, and
he's nice.
Yeah, and a nice dude doesn't have lion cages at his house, I don't think.
And that would be a big fat no.
Yeah, thought so.
Oh, man.
But I would like to go out with his friend, the zookeeper, again. You guys pay for that.
Yeah, well, I know. I'm not paying for that. No.
I hope you go to the zoo, Gina, and you get eaten by a lion.
Whoa! Aaron, slow it down.
You know what, Aaron? You're just feeling bad because you don't measure up to the king of the lions.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah,
That sounds like a sick
That
lion.
was hot.
Yeah.
Aaron, I'm sorry, no second date for you, and I'm guessing this is probably the last time you take anybody to a cat sanctuary.
Yeah, good luck again, Gina, getting banged under the stars or whatever.
What?
But it probably won't, because he's not going to be calling you back.
It's so bitter.
I have one thing to say to you again, Aaron.
Okay. We gotta end this.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Dating in high school is awkward. Your hormones are raging. You both smell like body odor. Tough part about being a guy is try to spray on enough Axe body spray to cover that body odor. It never works. Trying to make out with somebody with cheese stuck in your braces, that's never fun.
Oh, gross.
But what's more awkward than dating in high school? Me dating a high schooler.
What?
That's awkward.
That took a turn that I didn't want to go to.
Curfews you got to deal with. Parents don't get it.
It's illegal.
Police officers don't get it.
Right, exactly.
But you know what I say? Age ain't nothing but a number, baby.
That is not true.
And I'll be there to pick you up at 3:30 this afternoon so we can go get a soda and some froyo. But this is not about me and my problems right now. This is about today's second dater. His name is Matt. And the reason that I said all that is because Matt reconnected with a high school sweetheart.
Oh, thank God.
I thought we were talking.
I thought Matt was trying to go to homecoming dance all of a sudden, and it was going to get weird.
He reconnected with a high school sweetheart, and now she's not calling him back after they had a date. Matt, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on, Jewel?
Not much. How are you?
Oh, Matt.
I'm good. I'm all right.
So tell us a little bit about the girl that you want to call today.
Her name's Avery, and we went to high school together. We dated for like a year, our senior years, and then split up for college. I never really came back home until recently. I just moved back 2 months ago, and I heard she was still here through some friends and found her on Facebook. And
How long ago was this?
We started messaging on Facebook a couple months ago.
Oh,
do
no,
you
no,
mean
I
high
meant
school?
how long ago was your relationship with her in high school?
Oh, that was like 9 years ago.
9 years ago. Okay, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while. I mean, you keep tabs on people, but I haven't like seen her or had like a real conversation with her or anything in that time.
So is this one of those things like when you reconnected to her, you've always kind of still had feelings, or you're just like, hey, an old friend?
I mean, I still had feelings, definitely, but, I was open to just reconnecting.
How did she react to you hitting her up on Facebook after all those years?
I guess she was weirded out at first, for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely tried to show her I didn't have an agenda or anything. I just wanted to see how she was doing, and I think that warmed her up, and we got
You
to chatting.
liar. You did have an agenda. You wanted to ask her out again.
Maybe that's probably true.
What was your reaction when you saw her picture after 9 years of not seeing her?
Well, when I saw her picture on Facebook, I definitely thought she looked amazing. She looked pretty much how I remembered her, except grown up.
Nice.
I was going to say, she still looked like a 17-year-old girl. I was into that.
Gross.
Oh my god! No, more like just she seems young and full of life, and she's got that same smile and these gorgeous eyes.
So tell us about your date then, when you guys actually met up. What did you do?
I took her out to dinner, but we were just basically catching up for an hour and a half. She was still like the same person, super friendly, really nice. We had a good conversation overall. It went really well. But there was this one part that got a little uncomfortable and awkward, and so now I'm rethinking everything.
What part was that?
Well, I went in for the kiss at the end of the night, and she definitely did the tilt the head away
Oh.
as I land on the cheek move.
You were like, what the hell? We've made out so many times before.
Seriously,
Why are
though.
you shutting me down now?
That definitely was going through my head. But I was trying to cover that.
Did she
voice.
say anything, or did she just dodge the kiss and it was obvious?
She said, "No, I'm sorry. It's just a little too soon." And I was like, "Oh no, I felt really normal to kiss you right now, and I'm sorry. I should chill out." And she said, "I had a really nice time. I'll talk to you later." And I said, "Cool. I'll give you a call." And then she just got in her car and drove off, and that was the last time I talked to her.
Oh.
You haven't heard anything from her since your date at all?
Nada.
And you've tried texting and calling her?
I mean, I was trying to keep it cool, but I definitely called a couple times and threw out a few texts for the next few days.
Since this is your high school sweetheart, it'd be awesome if you called and her parents answered and you're like, "Can I speak to Avery, please?"
I didn't call her home line. I still remember it, but I definitely got her new cell phone number.
Were you guys firsts? I know that's creepy to say it that way, but I just want to know.
Creepy. You're asking about their 17-year-old sex
What's up
life.
with that tone you use?
Exactly.
If I said, "Hey, dude, did you take your V card?" that would be different. But I felt like I should say it. Were you guys first?
No.
Were you? I'm just curious. I don't know. That
how
could show
intimate,
how much yeah, exactly. How intimate you were with each other and how serious things were with you and how much she remembers you, because girls don't normally forget their first. Normally, they don't.
Normally.
No, we were approaching that line, and then college came, so we were dancing with that line, and then I missed my opportunity.
Oh, so you're just looking. It's all right.
That
He's
sounded
looking to fit
I know why you still remember her then. She's the one that got away.
Yeah, she did.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
All right, thanks, guys.
Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
We're right in the middle of a second date update, and if you're just joining us, Matt is on the phone. Today, he wants us to call his high school sweetheart, Avery. They reconnected after 9 years and went out on a date, and now she's not calling him back. Matt,
Yeah.
You know, before we get to the phone call, I just want to say I picture you in high school talking to this girl, just kind of like this, just that music playing in the background. You know, that's about what time it was. So, hey, Avery, this is Matt. So I was thinking, like, maybe today after the pep rally, we could sort of, like, you know, kind of stay behind while everybody leaves, and then we could go underneath the bleachers and, you know, we could do stuff. Are you interested in, like, doing some stuff under there? Like, I promise that I'll be really, like, respectful. Like, I'll do, like, under the shirt and maybe over the bra, and I will treat you with the utmost respect. And I promise, like, later I won't go into the locker room and tell everybody that we totally boned down. I'll just give them the honest answer that nothing really happened except I touched your bra. Okay, I probably won't let that happen. I'll probably exactly say that, like, we went all the way, but that's what we do in high school, so maybe you should just be cool with that? Okay, sweet. Then I'll see you at the bleachers right after the pep rally, okay? So, yeah, cool. Go team. Okay, see ya. Is that pretty much how you sounded?
Yeah, I mean, a little less Beavis and Butthead, but totally.
All right, so we're about to call her and get her on the phone and find out why she's not calling him back. If you didn't hear his date, they went out, they had a good time. There was an awkward moment when he tried to kiss her and she said no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get her on the phone right now and find out why she's not calling you back. Here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Avery, please?
this is
Hey, Avery, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
from what? I'm sorry. From
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show.
what? Sorry, I don't know. I don't know your radio show.
Okay. Well, we're a morning show, and we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. Have you ever heard of anything like that?
No.
What that is where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up blowing them off, they email us to see if we can get you on the phone and ask if something went wrong. So somebody recently emailed us about you.
I haven't really been on any dates, so
Did you go out with a guy named Matt a little while ago who you used to date in high school?
yeah.
Okay. Well, Matt emailed us and told us a little bit about your date.
Oh my God.
Do you mind telling us why you're not calling Matt back?
I just, I just think it's better that we don't see each other.
Why is that?
I mean, what did he tell you guys?
I mean, he did tell us he tried to kiss you and you turned him down.
Wow. Okay, I'm surprised he shared
Yeah.
that.
So he told us all that, and then he said at the end of the night you just got in your car, drove off, and now you won't answer any of his phone calls or text messages or anything.
I guess at a certain point in the conversation during the date, I felt weird. It just started to feel weird.
What made you feel weird?
Well, at a certain point, we started to talk about high school and reminiscing about that, and he really hammered it home hard, no pun intended, how we never had sex. Like, it never happened between us.
Like he talked about how you guys dated in high school, but you just never quite
Sealed the deal.
got there.
Right, exactly. And then he continued to talk about it.
How did he talk about that? I'm curious. I did ask him because I'm kind of a creep like that. You might not know me very well, but I was like, hey, were you guys each other's firsts, or did you go all the way since it was a high school relationship? And he said that you guys messed around a lot but never did anything. So how would he keep bringing that up, though?
Well, he just said, aren't you curious what it would be like?
What?
And then he started bringing up memories about, like that one time in the living room when your parents came home, or, we almost did it and then they came home, or, he's like, I learned a lot of stuff in college.
I learned a lot.
Was he trying to impress you with his newfound skills?
I don't know. I mean, it started to get really creepy because he was clearly fixated on it, for a long time. Like, he's really been thinking about it for a long time. It was really obvious.
Did he say it that much, or were you just sensitive to it?
I mean, he would not let it go, and if that wasn't enough, he kept dipping his carrot in and out of his mashed potatoes as he was talking about it.
Gross!
Was he doing that on purpose?
I'm not sure because because it was like this very strange experience where he like wouldn't take his eyes off me, but he was like moving the carrot up and down in the mashed potatoes. It was really creepy.
Even if he wasn't doing it on purpose, I mean, subliminal may be even worse.
And like locking eyes with me. I mean, it was really creepy.
Just staring you down, slowly dipping his carrot into his mashed potatoes. I don't often dip carrots into mashed potatoes, so maybe he was doing it on purpose.
Did he?
Oh, yeah.
Did you tell him that like the whole conversation was making you uncomfortable?
I know. I really didn't want to say anything at the time because I didn't want it to be weird. I mean, we had just gotten our food, and I didn't, you know, I was hoping that he would stop talking about it, you know. It's just not the conversation that I wanted to have.
I'm surprised he didn't pick up a dinner roll and start violating that with his carrot, too. That does sound like an awkward situation. You know, the only thing more awkward than that, if he was actually on the phone listening, which he is. He's listening to this conversation right now.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Avery, this is Matt. Look, I'm sorry
Oh, my
you're
God.
feeling comfortable, and I had no idea that I was making you feel that way. And the whole like carrot in the mashed potatoes thing, that's so embarrassing. Did I really do that? I don't remember doing that.
Yes, you did it for the longest time. And you wouldn't stop talking about what it would be like if we did it, and don't you wish we had done it, and like remember you give the bus jobs and like other, you know.
Did you actually say that to her, Matt?
I mean, it was definitely on my mind, but like
at least you're admitting it.
I know this sounds so strange, but it was just like I really can't explain like how my brain and emotions just like shot back 10 years, and I just, you know, it was an unbelievable thing, and I just feel like I felt this energy and connection between us, and I'm kind of shocked that you didn't, Avery. Like, I mean, taking away all the weird shit I was doing.
Well, that's what you were projecting, though, you know? It's like I was having a good time, but then you just started licking your lips the whole time. And like,
So weird.
I just felt like you were staring at me like I was an object instead of somebody you used to know, a whole person, you know?
You know, I'm sorry. I guess it was just on my mind, you know? We dated for such a long time, and we never fully completed that relationship, you know what I mean? And like, it's like there's no closure there for me.
Some people would say that was a full relationship and that there was closure.
I guess you guys can just agree to disagree, because it sounds like Matt really, really, really wants to finish what you guys started in high school.
Yeah, and that seems like all he wants. So
It sounds like Matt hasn't even ever been with another woman, and that he's still fantasizing about his. Like, that's so weird to still be fantasizing about your high school girlfriend.
It's not that I've been fantasizing about her. It's just that we had such a strong connection, and we were almost there, and I really wonder what it would be like physically to express those feelings and connections. And, you know, when you date people after high school you don't have that history with, like, you don't have all that intensity there. And so I just wonder if this would be, you know, if this would be a sign of, like, Avery was the one.
Or you reverted back to a horny high school boy who couldn't think about anything but that.
yeah, that's how I felt that night, and it just made me really uncomfortable.
Okay, well, this is a perfect time then for me to ask Avery if you will go out with Matt on a second date. We will pay for it.
That's a solid no.
But he's learned so much since high school. You heard him.
No.
Matt,
sorry that didn't work out for you, but hey, man, at least you have all those high school memories, you know, that'll keep you warm and comfy at night.
We spent a lot of time on her parents' lawn chairs with this really comfortable quilt.
Oh my God, stop, please, Matt.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
If that wasn't enough, he kept dipping his carrot in and out of his mashed potatoes as he was talking about it.
Gross!
You like, was he doing that on purpose?
I'm not sure, because it was like this very strange experience where he like wouldn't take his eyes off me, but he was like moving the carrot up and down in the mashed potatoes. It was really creepy.
One of the weirdest things I've heard any dude do on a first date.
Yeah.
It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. Matt wanted to call this girl named Avery. They were high school sweethearts. They reconnected, went out on a date, and I guess during the date he just kept talking about how awesome it would be if they went all the way because they never went all the way in high school. They almost got all the way there. And I guess he's been thinking about it ever since. But during the date, when he was eating his food while he was talking to her about this, he was like looking at her and dipping his carrot in his mashed potatoes. Like,
Just swirling
Just-
it around.
yeah.
You like that carrot girl?
Somebody texted in at 78592 that says, I can't believe guys can be this clueless. Trust me, I've been a guy all my life. Yes, a lot of us are that clueless.
Yeah, and I'm imagining he is just like dipping it and then sucking the mashed
Yeah,
potatoes
just
off the carrot slowly.
Look how sexy I am right now. If you want a second date update, just email the show, Brooke and Jubal at moving925.com. We will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
You know, I really don't understand why Keith isn't getting a call back from his date. Let's recap real quick.
Really?
He met her on Tinder. He actually catfished her by having a picture of some other dude as his profile. Then they met up and they hung out, and there was a lull in the conversation, so he ordered 6 drinks for the table, all at the same time, 3 for her, 3 for him, in an attempt to get her hammered, so it would lube up the conversation a little bit. And then she said she had to leave because she got a text message from her friend there was an emergency, although she never looked at her phone. So I don't get it. Sounds like a pretty successful date to me. Keith, are you ready to call Heather?
Yeah. I really like her, so I hope it's not the profile picture because I'm a good guy. I mean, it shouldn't matter what I look like.
Keith, it sounds like it's all those things combined.
Yeah.
But one thing that I didn't ask you that I'm really curious about, what did you do with the 6 drinks that you had ordered and nobody drank? Did you finish them yourself?
I did.
Okay.
Oh,
She left. I didn't know what else to do.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's perfectly good alcohol.
Somebody had a good night. It just wasn't her.
yeah.
I didn't drink them all at once, but I did drink them all. I sat there for a while and talked to the people around me, the tables around me.
Okay.
Some friends.
Yeah, so there's one guy with just 6 drinks at his table, at least talking to people. All right. Well, I'm gonna call her right now,
That's a
Keith.
great
Here we go.
Hey, Jubal, when she answers, can you tell her I'm a good guy? I'm really funny, just like you.
Sure. I'll,
Just like
I'll
you.
tell her.
He's pretty much like you.
Yeah,
I mean, you
pretty
might as
much.
well start using Jubal's
Yeah.
picture for your profile.
Go for it, dude. I don't care. All right, here we go.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Heather, please?
This is Heather. Who's calling?
Hey, Heather, how are you? This is Jubal from the radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm great. What is this about?
Well,
Did I win something?
no, you didn't.
Well, that sucks.
We actually do a segment on our show. It's called The Second Date. It's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up blowing them off, they can email us to get you on the phone and ask what happened. So somebody emailed us about you.
Okay. Who emailed about me?
It's a guy you met off of Tinder. His name is Keith.
Oh.
We had a feeling you'd have
Yeah.
that reaction.
So Keith told us actually a little bit about your date, and he's wondering why he's not getting a call back.
He really asking that question? I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
was
hard
he
to
not on
believe.
the same date that I was on?
Yeah. Yeah. He seemed to think that you guys had a great time and really connected over talking about celebrities.
He's clearly delusional or has memory loss.
Really? I mean, he told us about the date, and it sounded fabulous.
Yeah.
You know?
He was being sarcastic.
I mean, fabulous or from his point of view, but creepiest from my point of view. I don't.
Really?
Was it the 6 drinks that he ordered? I mean, if somebody ordered 6 drinks trying to get me drunk, I would say thanks. But then I would also think they were creepy.
No, I mean, the drink part, was weird, but like that wasn't even the worst part of
Really?
the date. And yeah. So I know you guys said we talked about celebrities and we did, but I cannot imagine he told you the full story of that conversation because you guys are still
I feel like you're still on Keith's side.
All I told us is that you guys bonded over the fact that you're both really into celebrity gossip. That was the extent of that.
It sounded innocent from the way he described it.
It's not innocent. So yeah, we're like into celebrity. I mean, I'm into celebrity gossip. I read all those magazines, and I love like the E! News Network. But when we were speaking about it, he proceeded to pull out his cell phone and started showing me nude pictures of celebrities that he had downloaded, like male and female.
What?
Nudes?
Like male and female.
Yeah.
Just any nude celebrity.
Yeah. I mean, he's like, yeah, I just search for them, and then when I find them, I download them. He's like, I have this very extensive. I mean, he had like just a folder in his photos of just all naked celebrities. Like there had to be at least 100 photos in there.
What?
Whoa.
Why would he show you that? Is it like his spank bank type thing, or like what's happening here?
I don't know. I did not ask because I was just so weirded out. I didn't want to know the extent of what he does with these photos. I mean, if he's showing them to me, God knows what he's doing with them when he's by himself.
Right.
Yeah.
And then if that's what he publicly shares, what does he have in private?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if he's very open about that, like what don't I know?
What?
You didn't like any of them?
I wasn't really looking at them. Like he popped one up, and I was like so flabbergasted that he's showing me a nude celebrity photo, and then he's like, what? I have so many. He was like, he showed me the folder. He was like scrolling through. I'm like, what is happening right now? Like, am I being punked? Like, is somebody filming this? Like, this can't be happening. Like, this is not something you talk about on a first date.
What did you say?
I'm not prude, but at the same time, like, I just don't think this is very appropriate to be showing nudes. Like, we're out in public, and it's close quarters too. So I'm sure somebody at a table around us also saw that he had nude photos on his phone. He's showing me. I'm telling you, I don't want to see this, and I'm trying not to be rude, almost trying to change the subject of the conversation.
I got to say something, Heather.
Hey, Heather, that's Keith. He's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Sorry.
And apparently can't wait.
Sorry.
What is going on? Like, he's listening. He's on the phone.
Yeah.
I have to.
Yep.
Yeah, Heather. I just wanted to talk to you, and you wouldn't call me back.
Because were you not on the same date? Like, I was so uncomfortable. Like,
I didn't
hug goodbye.
But
I basically
why were you uncomfortable? We were having a good time.
What?
Why?
Kate, did you not hear anything she said? You're like a sicko, dude. Like, why are you carrying around folders with naked celebrities on them?
What else am I supposed to do with those photos?
I don't know. I mean, you could not search for them on the internet and download them.
Yeah.
That's one thing you could do or not do.
I mean, you guys have talked to celebrities all the time. Maybe you never wondered what one of them looked like naked. I bet you I can find a picture of them. Name one celebrity.
That's a different conversation for a different time, Keith. We're talking about Heather right now and her being creeped out by you.
Okay, Heather, you pick a celebrity, and I bet you can find a picture.
No, not
Why
that.
would I pick a celebrity? I'm sorry, are you listening to yourself? Like, can you hear yourself speaking? Like,
Yeah,
this is not normal. This is not a normal conversation you have with someone you're on a first date with. Like, this is...
Well, I mean, after you left, I talked to the tables around us, and they like the celebrity pictures.
Wait, this is a normal thing that you're sharing with people? This is just out in the open for you in your life?
Yeah, everybody wants to see celebrities naked.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do. Their photos always blow up whenever they're leaked online, but it's just kind of weird to be out at a bar showing random strangers that you have a bunch of naked celebs.
It's such an invasion of privacy to those people who have their phones hacked. Like, that's awful.
I have a couple of pictures of myself on there nude, and I don't care.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Like, that's just the times we're in.
Oh, that makes it better.
Yeah, Heather, were you ever wondering what Keith looked like nude?
No, I don't. I was thinking about when
I don't know. I saw your face when I was walking to you.
You need the face.
I felt like you were done dressing me with your eyes.
Oh, man.
No, that didn't even cross my mind. You weirdo, creepy man.
Then why are you looking at me like that?
Like what? Like I was creeped out by the fact that this man approaching me looked nothing like his photo on his Tinder profile?
What do you mean? That was me.
Oh,
Okay, are you sure? Because that photo looked more like Ryan Reynolds, and you look more like Schmeagol from The Hobbit.
Oh.
Nah. I get that I look like Ryan Reynolds all the time.
Really?
Shut up. Are you really using a Ryan Reynolds picture as your profile?
No, it's not Ryan Reynolds. It looks just like me.
But is it really Ryan Reynolds, Keith?
Like, you guys are funny. We should all hang out.
No.
We'll get a bunch of drinks and look
creeper.
at pictures of some naked celebrities.
Don't do it, guys.
Well, first, Heather.
I have all of them.
Oh, great. First, Heather, I need to ask you, though. Will you go on a second date with Keith? We will pay for it.
Oh, my gosh.
For all the money in the world, I would not go on another date with Keith.
Oh, no.
Dude, Heather, I just want to apologize. If we had known what was going on, we wouldn't have even gotten you on the phone.
Yeah.
For real, Heather? You're going to say no after I buy you all those drinks?
Yes, I am saying no. I did not ask for the drinks. You ordered them. So no.
That's just being ungrateful.
No, she
Oh, yeah,
owes
come on,
you
Heather.
nothing, Keith.
Why
She
not-
owes you absolutely nothing.
Why don't you be grateful, Heather, and give Keith another shot?
What are you guys saying? Stop it.
Brooke, come on. What are you doing? I thought you were on my side.
No, I haven't been on your side from actually the very beginning when we found out about the profile picture. You're creepy, dude.
Whatever, guys. I got a great personality. I think we should all hang out and, not worry about any of this stuff.
Yeah, well, you know
No.
what? Then you probably don't feel too bad about not getting another date with Heather.
That's cool. I thought Heather was fun, but it seems like she's not too fun.
Well-
So it's fine.
Well, Keith will find you somebody who wants to sit around and look at naked celebrities with you. Text in 78592. Is there anybody out there at all interested in Keith?
Yeah, come on, guys. Text in. And if you want to send me some nudes, that's cool. You guys are celebrities. I'll put you in my folder.
Done and done,
No
Keith.
way.
The guy on the phone for a second date today in his email said that he uses Tinder all the time. He loves it.
Okay.
And he's had a lot of good and bad dates, but this is the first time he's emailed us because he thinks he might be ready to jump off Tinder because he found the one. But now she's not calling him back. His name is Keith. What's up, Keith?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Can I take a guess that you met this woman on said Tinder?
I did meet her on Tinder.
Okay,
Nice.
cool.
And what's her name?
Her name is Heather.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about Heather.
So I met Heather on Tinder, and I had a good feeling about it. I swiped, and it was a match. And
That's good because you wouldn't have been able to meet her if you didn't match.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm just really nervous talking to you guys. I'm
all right.
a big fan of you.
Just pretend like you're messaging with us on Tinder. I'm sure you have a lot more confidence there.
Jewel, that's really funny. I like your jokes.
Well,
Okay.
thank you. I appreciate
All
it.
right. You said you were kind of a Tinder expert. Was there something that made her different from all the other people that you see on Tinder?
Well, she had a really good picture. It was funny. It wasn't just of her. It had her dog in it. It wasn't just a normal, shot that it's the best picture she's ever taken.
Yeah.
So I thought that was good.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Okay.
Dogs always make Tinder better, I swear.
So tell us about your date with Heather. What'd you guys do?
So we decided to meet up at a bar, and I got there first, and then she got there. She said that she had trouble recognizing me, which I get a lot because I don't really use my picture. It's some guy that looks, kind of like me.
What?
Wait.
Why are you on Tinder not using your picture? What are you doing, man?
Catfishing.
Well, I mean, he looks just like me.
So why not use yours?
I tried using my picture, and I never got anything. And as soon as I used the other picture, I was getting matches all day long.
Is that because he is maybe, I mean, granted, we all are working with what we got. Is this guy, though, the picture you're using, is he a lot more handsome than you? Is he like the good-looking version of you?
I mean, I wouldn't say a lot. A better chin, maybe, but that's about it.
Okay.
How could you ever get a follow-up date if someone shows up to the date and you're not who you say you are?
Well, I just tell him it was from like a different time in my college days.
Oh, all right. So yeah, that was me before I got a job and gained a few pounds or whatever. All right. So is that what you told Heather?
I just, I mentioned that it was from another time, and she kind of, shrugged it off, and we kept going. I thought we were having a good time.
Okay, what made you think you were having such a good time?
We found common interests. We like talking about celebrities and Hollywood gossip and, all the stuff
Okay.
that's happening.
Okay.
All right. So did you guys just gossip for a few hours and that was the whole date?
I wish.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not really sure what happened. It was somewhere around the middle of the date. She started feeling uncomfortable. Just the conversation wasn't flowing the way it was in the beginning. And,
Okay.
I'm just not sure.
Did you ever recover from that, or was it awkward after that?
It kind of got a little more awkward. I thought get some more drinks, kind of loosen up a little bit. So I ordered a bunch of drinks for the table. Maybe too many. I got 3 and she got 3.
What?
You ordered 6
3
drinks?
drinks for each of you?
Let's just get hammered.
Yeah, I thought, we'd make it fun and try and get a little loosened up.
What did
And
she say?
Did she pound the drinks?
So she actually didn't drink any of the drinks. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I ordered all these drinks for us, and I'm not going to be able to drink them. And, yeah, she kind of just said that her friend texted her. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you, if I was in her situation, I would feel like you were trying to get me hammered so that, like, I would sleep with you.
Oh, well, I mean, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Whatever happens, happens, but that's not, it's not my intention.
All right. So did she just leave and cut the date short?
Yeah, she said, I got a text from my friend. She needs my help,
Yeah,
and
right.
I'm going to get out of here. But I never really saw her look at her phone or anything.
Okay.
So,
She didn't even pick up her phone at all. Just, I got a text. I know I can feel it in my pocket. It's from my friend. I have to go.
Yeah.
How many times have you tried to get a hold of her since that date?
Like 4 or 5, but it's only been a few days.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, she obviously doesn't want anything to do with you.
You think so?
Yes!
You think it's obvious?
You catfished her, then you tried to get her drunk, and then she lied about having an emergency. Nobody has an emergency from a friend. It just doesn't work that way.
But we talked a lot about celebrities.
What?
Oh, well, there you go. So to me, the date went well. Well, we'll play a song and then come back and call her and get your second date, okay?
Can I just say one more thing to you guys?
Sure.
I got to say, it's an honor and a privilege to be on the air and doing this with you guys. I listen to you all the time. I'm a huge fan, and I love it. I love it.
All right. Well, now I hope you get a date. But
Yeah.
we'll do it right after
Yeah.
this. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
All right, you go out on a date with someone, have what you think is a great time, and they don't get back to you. We'll call them for you and ask them why. We've got Elizabeth on the phone. She emailed us. Elizabeth, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
And what happened on your date?
I mean, it's exactly what you said. I thought we had a really good time. We went out with some other couples, and we went to a movie, and we seemed to really click, and then we all went out for drinks, and then he and I sort of peeled off. We started making out, and it was really nice. All of a sudden, he pulled sort of back away, and he said, oh my gosh, I didn't realize what time it is. I gotta go, or something like that, and just left me there. I mean, didn't offer to walk me to my car, didn't make a date for another meeting, nothing.
Okay,
Just
so
walked away.
this was while you were making out. Like, he just kind of stopped making out with you and said, I gotta go?
Yeah, pretty much.
Are you sure you want to go on another date with this guy?
At this point, I don't even know. I just want to know what happened. Like, why would someone do that? He could have at least walked me to my car.
Did you say anything? Did your breath stink? Anything that would make him go like, all right, I gotta get out of here?
I mean, okay, I really don't think so, because what happened was he leaned in to kiss me, right?
Okay.
And then he could have easily backed away then, but then it got sort of hot and heavy. And, like,
Okay.
he seemed really into it.
And then he just stopped and looked at his
He
watch.
literally said, look at the time. I've got to go.
Has this ever happened to you before?
Never in my life. I've never felt anything like this before.
Did he tell you at the beginning of the date that he had a time constraint, or there was something that he had to leave at a certain time?
No clue. I mean, no.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything about that. At this point, I just want to know why. I want to know what happened.
I'm imagining that it's probably not going to be some glowing review if he just split like that. So you're ready to hear that, but you're just curious.
I really am. I mean, who does that?
Okay, Elizabeth, we're going to call him. What's his name again? Jack?
Jack.
All right, we're going to call Jack right after this.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Okay, we've got Elizabeth on the phone with us. She emailed us because she went on a date with a guy named Jack, went to a movie with a bunch of friends. They ended up going off alone. They were making out. In her words, things were getting hot and heavy when all of a sudden he pulls away, looks at his watch and goes, "Oh, look at the time, I have to go," and then just splits, leaving her alone downtown to walk back to her car by herself. All right, Elizabeth, we're going to call him, okay?
Okay.
All right, we're going to dial now, see if he'll answer, and then, yeah, we'll find out why he hasn't gotten back to you.
How are you feeling, Elizabeth?
A little nervous.
Okay, it's ringing.
Hello.
Hey, I was looking for Jack.
This is Jack.
Hey, man, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5. I just wanted to call and talk to you about something if you got a second.
Sorry, who is this from who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning on the radio station moving 92.5.
Yeah, I know that. I know your show. What is this? What do you need to? What's this about?
Well, you and I have a mutual friend, and I just wanted to ask you a question about her.
Who's the mutual friend?
Her name's Elizabeth.
Wait, I mean, are we on the radio?
Yeah, we are. It's a segment on our show we do called Second Date Update. Her name's Elizabeth. You went out on a date with her.
Oh, I know who she is. I just don't know if I want to talk about it on the radio.
Well, yeah, but she emailed us to have it talked about on the radio, so if she doesn't mind if it gets put out there, why don't you just tell us why you haven't called her back?
She...
Dude, hey, she's prepared to hear whatever the reason is. She knows that you probably don't want to talk to her, but she just wants to know the reason why.
I don't know. It was going fine until we started, making out, or she started kissing me, and then I don't know. I just felt like I had to get out of there. It was weird.
Why?
Yeah, there's got to be a specific reason. Normally, dude, if I'm making out with a girl, I'm sticking around usually. I'm not leaving. There's got to be a big thing to make me leave.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't fun. I mean, it was hands down, by far, the worst kiss I've ever had.
Oh, come on, dude. What was so bad about it?
No. It was. I mean, I don't know if she's ever kissed anyone before. I really don't think she has.
Jack, I'm here, and I have kissed plenty of people before, and I've never heard that before. I've never heard a complaint before, ever.
Oh, my God. You're on the phone.
Yeah,
okay.
Elizabeth is on the other line there. So.
And I didn't hear you complaining after the first kiss either.
No, you're right. I just took off.
What was so bad about the kiss, Jack?
Yeah,
it was like I felt like I was being mauled or clawed by a feral dog.
Way
it was
too much
time. There was no passion. It was no give and take. It was just attack kissing. It was like kissing a sloppy Joe with teeth. It was awful. I might never kiss again.
A sloppy Joe with
experience.
teeth. Elizabeth, have you ever heard this complaint before?
No, never.
I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that that's true.
Elizabeth, no, most of my boyfriends have liked aggressive women, so that's how I've learned to kiss.
It felt like I was being attacked. Like I couldn't get anything.
So you felt violated on your date with Elizabeth then?
Yeah, I just felt like there was nothing.
Whatever.
I wasn't contributing anything to that kiss. It was just.
But you weren't, and that was the problem.
Well, I was trying.
Jack, is that a total make it or break it for you? Would you ever consider maybe just saying that you didn't like the kiss so much? Maybe give her a little feedback?
No, I mean, maybe if there was a conversation. Now this whole radio thing's made it way too weird. Now it's just...
All right, that brings me to my next question. The show would like to offer you guys a second date. You guys can go out. We'll pay for it. Would you be willing to go on a second date?
No.
No. I don't think so.
No?
I don't ever want to see him again.
What if he offers to teach you how to kiss correctly, Elizabeth?
I don't need to be taught how to kiss.
So that's a no from both of you on the second date.
That's a no.
No.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
You know I'm not one. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, we don't air every single one of these second date updates.
Yeah.
We only air the good ones.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of just average ones that are like, yeah, I just didn't think she was that cool and didn't want to call her back.
Yeah.
Not very entertaining,
Yeah.
but we do get emails from weird people.
All the time.
And there's enough of them out there to fill quite a few hours of time.
So recent Craigslist exists.
Nicole is on the phone right now. Nicole, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. Now, you emailed us about a guy named Tony. Tell us about your email.
Well, I went on a date, just one date. I guess basically he hasn't called me back.
You sound kind of nervous right now, Nicole. Are you nervous?
I don't know. I feel a little funny about it, I guess. you know?
Okay.
What did you guys do on your date?
I'm an actress. I'm in a play. And we met up to have drinks first, and then he came to see the play.
Nice.
Oh, I
okay.
love drunk actresses.
It was one drink.
Okay.
It was kind of a risky move on my part, but you know.
And then what happened?
Well, I thought, we had this drink, and it was nice, and then I came out after the show, and he was gone. Like, he didn't text me. I couldn't find him.
Did you have a bad performance?
I don't think so. I thought it was, I've had lots of people tell me they thought I was great in the show. I don't know, maybe.
Were you expecting, did you have high hopes?
Yeah, kind of. I didn't know him that well yet. So.
This is like a first date. He doesn't even really know much about you other than he's going to check out your show.
Yeah, but I'd be so good even strangers would bring me flowers.
Oh, right.
Oh,
okay. Sure.
But now I'm like, I really have to know why. I'm just like kind of starting to obsess over it. Like, what happened,
Have you tried to get a hold of him?
I have. I've texted him and nothing.
Huh.
Okay.
Maybe he had an emergency, but he didn't call you at all?
Maybe. Now it's been almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to call him right after this, see if we can get him on the phone and ask him why he ditched you, okay?
Okay.
All right, hang on.
Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Okay, Nicole's on the phone with us. She emailed us about a guy named Tony. They kind of went on a date. Nicole is an actress, and she invited Tony to her show. Nicole, what show were you performing in the first place?
Sound of Music.
Sound of Music.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
What do you play?
The lead, the Julie Andrews part.
Wow.
Okay. So you weren't just like a character, this is your production, pretty much. You're the star. Okay.
These are a few of my favorite things, Nicole.
All right, Nicole. It's weird that he would just ditch you and not hang around after the performance.
Did you guys have...
Yeah, to not give me anything.
Okay. Call him right now. And feel free to jump in whenever you want, okay?
Hopefully in song.
Okay.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Second date update musical style.
Hello?
Can I speak to Tony, please?
Yeah, this is Tony. Who's this?
Tony, what's up, dude? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. What's happening? How are you?
I'm good. Not bad.
That is polite, Tony.
Yeah, that is very polite of you.
Very nice.
Any idea why we might be calling you?
No, well, I've heard these updates on dates.
Yeah.
Are you guys calling about that?
Second date update.
Is that what you're calling for?
Yeah, somebody emailed us about you. Any idea who it would be?
I think so. It has to be this girl Nicole that I went out on a date with.
She wants to know why you ditched her after you came to see her performance of The Sound of Music.
Yeah. Did she tell you that it was sort of like an alternative sort of steampunk version? Did she mention this?
What?
So it wasn't a regular version of Sound of Music?
Are you like a Sound of Music critic where you could only watch the original?
I wouldn't say I'm a critic, but I know the movie. Did she tell you about every singing number that she had, what she did?
She told us that she was performing in The Sound of Music. She told you to come watch it. You had plans to go out after, and you left, and she couldn't find you after the performance. That's all she told us.
Well, okay, and so it's at this kind of dark kind of club called the Rebar.
Oh, yeah. I've been to the Rebar.
Hill. You know it? Okay.
Yeah, so it's like an adult version or something, whatever, punk music.
Yeah, except that every time she came out and did her numbers, and these are like, the sort of classic Julie Andrews songs, she went topless.
Okay.
It was a strip version of Sound of Music.
Uh-huh.
I think
Yeah.
I
Okay,
just
okay. I have to say something. I told him ahead of time it was a progressive version. Like I said, this is not. I told him.
Progressive could mean like different kind of music. You need to alert somebody that you're going to be topless.
Well, no, I
Yeah,
said.
this was like, Nicole, this was like the soft porn version, you know?
No,
I just-
no.
There wasn't anything artsy.
It's not like it was porn. I mean, I told you, it's not like it's not a Fifth Avenue show.
Right. But Nicole, like speaking from Tony's perspective, if someone were to go, "Hey, I'm performing this thing. It's pretty progressive," I'd be like, "Okay, cool. So like it's rock or something." And I showed up and you're topless. Like you should probably alert somebody to the fact that you're going to be naked if they're coming to see you for the first time and they don't even know you.
Well, it's part of what the show is. Like I feel like it would take away from the whole point of what it's doing if I was to tell him ahead of time. It wasn't just to be like, this is like a pornographic version of Sound of Music. It's like there was a point, and I didn't want to. I don't know. I felt like I was ruining it, and I tried to like tell him. I tried in as many ways as I could to be like, kind of risque, cool.
Right.
He was like, yeah, totally, cool.
Tony, you went expecting to see a musical, The Sound of Music, and ended up in the middle of a boob show, which is fine.
It was totally gratuitous and unnecessary. It didn't make any sense. It doesn't work with the storyline. I mean, it just was bad.
Like now he's critiquing the script.
thank you, Siskel.
Tony,
Yeah.
so you're pretty conservative then.
I don't know if I'm conservative, but the Sound of Music, man, it's sacred, isn't it?
It's not even about him seeing boobs. Other person's like, The Sound of Music. She just ruined The Sound of Music for me. Tony, I think the problem is you're maybe trying to date the wrong gender of people.
No, I like girls.
Okay, Tony, you're conservative and the boobs creeped you out, right?
Yeah, and leave the Sound of Music alone. You know what I mean?
Okay, we get it, Tony.
Okay,
It's
get
a
off The
classic.
Sound of Music.
Yeah, you love Julie Andrews.
All right. Tony, will you go out with her again on a second date? We'll pay for you guys to go out again.
Oh, you know what, guys? No, I'm sorry, man. Like, you should find Nicole somebody who wants to see that, but no, not from me.
Really?
I hope she finds somebody who wants to see her boobs. That's
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Nicole.
Thanks, though.
I honestly, I'm not disappointed. I just needed to know why.
Right.
Nicole, so, I mean, you're not upset, but at least you got your answer.
I got my answer.
Okay. Also, I'd like to come watch you guys rehearse, if that's a possibility. Anytime, just let me know.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I'll admit I've been drunk on a few dates in my time.
A few.
And it's always fun when you get really hammered and you try to pick a fight with the waiter because you think he looked at you funny and they're kicking you out. You're like, I'm not that drunk. You can't kick me out of this place.
That sounds fun.
It's kind of what happened to Bethany, who's on the phone with us right now. She got hammered on her first date.
Oh, Bethany.
Isn't that right, Bethany?
No, I did not get
Yeah.
drunk. That's the whole point.
Yeah, right. I was reading your email. It sounds like you got wasted.
Stop. I did not get drunk.
Yeah, right. But you sound drunk right now, Bethany. I'm not going to lie.
No, I'm just a happy person.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you a little bit about your date. First of all, who's the guy that you want us to call today?
His name is Robert.
Robert. Okay. And what did Robert think about you getting absolutely faced?
I did not get drunk, okay?
All right.
We went wine tasting, and I mean, yes, I did swallow a couple of sips of wine.
Thank you for finishing that sentence.
Right. Well, your email said that you think he might have thought you were drunk, and that's why he's not calling you back.
Yeah, because I got this, rampant case of the hiccups, and I could not get rid of them. I was trying to hold my breath, and I kept hiccuping, and I started laughing.
That sucks whenever you, even if you're drinking or not, just when you can't get rid of the hiccups. And that would be embarrassing on a first date.
Yeah, I mean, and we were in this like quiet room with a bunch of people, learning about these wines and.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about the fact that you were wine tasting. So you got a bunch of snooty. Oh, I can taste this one. Tastes very nutty. Meanwhile, you're in the corner hiccuping, throwing down glasses of wine, looking like the drunk in the room.
Yeah, and I like I said, I was giggling because like once you like have that giggle bug and you cannot shake it, and then you're hiccuping on top of it. I was just like a crazy person.
Was he laughing with you, though? Because, I mean, it sounds like a funny situation.
At first, he was like, oh, my God, I can't believe, you have the hiccups, and, like, it was kind of a silly thing, but they would not go away. And I think that by the end of it, he thought that I was, like, really drunk. I mean, if you had seen, like, these sips of wine, like, there's no way, even if I had drank all of them, that I would have been that wasted.
Up until the point when your hiccups started, how was everything going?
Great. I mean, he was just such a gentleman and very sweet. He's like exactly my type.
All right, what else happened on the date?
The crazy thing is, the whole time I had these hiccups, and then we were asked to leave.
What?
No way.
Yeah, like the instructor was like, I'm sorry, because, you can't, like, be obnoxious and drunk, but I wasn't.
Are you lying to us about the drunk part? Are you sure you weren't wasted?
No, I wasn't wasted. No, not at all.
So they kicked you out of the wine tasting thinking that you were hammered.
When he actually said, I'm going to have to ask you to leave, it was the most humiliating thing. I mean, there have been times in my life where, like, I have been tipsy and I have been a little wild. I have never gotten asked to leave.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the worst part. When you get kicked out of somewhere and you're not drunk. I've been kicked out of a place because they're like, hey, you were grabbing girls on the butt. And I was like, no, I actually wasn't. For once in my life, I wasn't doing that.
I was
like, if you want to send me back in there, I will grab somebody on the butt so you can kick me out. It's worse when you haven't actually done something wrong and they kick you out.
Yeah, and I was trying to reason with the guy almost like, don't you see how this is like the most ridiculous situation? But he was just like very serious. Like, I take cheese and wine very seriously.
So they kicked you out of the wine tasting thinking that you were hammered. And what did he do after that?
It was kind of awkward because once we left, like, I didn't have hiccups anymore. So it was like, well, we could have gone back in, but then we couldn't because they kicked us out. So he was just like thoroughly annoyed. And I could tell, but I was just kind of like trying to blow it off like, oh man, like, what are the chances?
And how did everything end with him after your date was done? Did he say that he wanted to go out again?
No, I kind of gave it this like, oh man, how about we like give it another shot, like just trying to blow it off, but he couldn't get out of there faster.
Oh.
So when we get him on the phone for your second date update, do you think that he's going to be open to going on another date with you?
I think if I can actually get through to him the honest truth that I was not drunk.
Okay.
I mean, I'm serious when I say, like, I get the hiccups. Like, if I eat spicy food, I'll get the hiccups. But it's not like, usually they'll go away.
So you need our help in pointing out to him that she actually wasn't drunk.
Right. Yes, please.
Have you tried to explain to him since your date?
I sent him a couple texts, but I didn't want to look like a crazy person.
And did he respond to anything?
No, he didn't.
You haven't heard a word from him?
No, I haven't since that night, since our parting hug.
All right. So he's obviously didn't like something about your date.
No, he didn't.
Okay. Well, play a song, come back, get him on the phone, and get your second date update, all right?
Okay, great.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
The goal of today's second date update is to call a guy and convince him that his date wasn't absolutely hammered during their first date. Bethany, you about ready to give him a call?
Yes, I am.
All right, here's my advice to you. Before we make the phone call, get hammered right now.
Yeah.
Get as drunk as you possibly can. That way, when we get him on the phone, I can be like, see, this is how she sounds drunk. She wasn't drunk on your first date.
Well, don't you think that would decrease my credibility significantly?
It could, but it'd be fun for me.
That's all that matters.
If you're just tuning in, Bethany wants us to call this guy named Robert. They met online. They went to a wine and cheese tasting. She got a fit of hiccups, like halfway into the thing. And they ended up getting kicked out because the guy who was running it thought she might be drunk. And now she thinks that Robert isn't calling her back because she got hammered on their first date. So our goal is to call, get him on the phone, and convince him that you aren't a drunk mess. Are you ready to go, Bethany?
I am ready.
All right.
It's kind of ironic how a drunk mess is calling to convince somebody else. That
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You
Takes
called the
one
right
to
place.
know one.
If there's anybody that have had to do a lot of damage control after being drunk, it is me. So you called the right place, Bethany. All right, I'm going to dial the phone number right now, see if we can get him on the phone, and hopefully get you a second date.
Great. Oh my god, you really like that was like something back.
that you could hang out with.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I've been on a lot of first dates where during the entire date I have to remind myself what her name is.
Oh my God, you're such a bad person.
But the guy on the
So
phone
bad.
for today's second date update went above and beyond what he needed to do to make sure that he knew his date, maybe even a little too well.
Uh-oh.
We'll find out why in just a second, but first let's talk to him. His name is Ian. Ian, how are you?
I'm doing quite well, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Thank you for doing the second date update today. So I read your email, and the amount of effort that you put in to this first date is very impressive to me.
Well, thank you.
All right, before we get to what happened, let's talk about your date first. What's her name?
Her name is Allie.
Allie. And where did you meet Allie?
We met at a local bar, just at a local bar.
Okay, how? How'd you meet her at a local bar?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I probably should have said that as well. I was putting songs into the jukebox at the bar, and I had a few credits left over, but there were no more songs that I wanted to hear. So I asked the nearby pretty girl if she had any song requests that I could play for her. And then we just kind of struck up a conversation from there.
You actually played her song?
Pretty cute.
Oh, of course, yes.
Oh, I would have rather you been like, that's a terrible suggestion. Whatever. But hey, what's your name?
I love that that's your first initial thought, and mine is, oh, if they get married, that will be their first dance song.
Oh, that is cute.
Well, no, probably not. She had me play Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Oh.
That would be an amazing first dance song.
It'd be memorable.
So we exchanged numbers, names, obviously, as well. And she said it would be okay if I asked her out sometime.
So what'd you guys actually do when you went out on a date?
Well, I had put together a picnic spread with just a few snacks, and I had made a little surprise for her.
And I'm glad that we've gotten to this part because that's the thing that I read in your email that was very interesting to me, if this is the surprise you're talking about.
I feel like he knows what women want. Picnics with wine and food, and then even a thoughtful gift or whatever you're talking
wait
about.
until you hear the surprise, and then we can see if you think this is romantic, because honestly, I don't know. It could be romantic or it could be a little strange, but tell us what you did.
I actually think it's very romantic. It's certainly unique. I think it'll stick in her mind. So that's good.
Okay, it's very clinical description of your surprise.
Well, I mean, I know what I'm bringing to the table, as it were.
All right. I like that, Ian. So what was the surprise?
So I went on the computer. I did a lot of research, and I put together and printed out a rather extensive family tree.
A family tree?
Wait, what? Whose family tree?
For her, for Allison, for Allie.
Wait, of her family?
Yes, it's remarkably easy to find, actually. If you can find their Facebook page, if they have marked any of their relatives, their mom or a sister or anything, it's pretty easy to figure out the whole timeline. I went back for Allison. I went back, I believe it was 6 or 7 generations.
Wow.
Very interesting stuff.
Did she seem interested in it?
She seemed very interested in it. Yeah, it seems like she thought it was very cool.
Are you sure? I mean, a girl you met at a bar shows up to a park with basically a complete stranger, and he has the whole history of her entire bloodline.
When you put it like that.
That's weird, man.
Well, I mean, she did seem a little bit taken aback at first, but
yeah.
Well, once I started pointing out some of the more interesting features of her timeline, she seemed to get more into it. She had a pretty famous great, I think 4 generations back. So great.
Did you it sounds like you just pulled up the family tree in front of you. Did you just?
Yeah, I've got it pulled up right now. It's just sitting on my computer.
Oh, okay.
That is.
So who is the great grandfather? You didn't get to that point.
Oh, he was a prospector at a gold mine, one of the first out in California.
Hey!
Wow.
Dude,
That's pretty cool.
No, none of this is cool. None of it is cool, guys. There's one cool thing about what this guy did.
It's interesting.
No, it's like stalking on a whole nother level.
No.
I'm not a stalker. It's not as if I'm out in a tree in front of her apartment. I mean, one of the things we talked about when we were at the bar was that I'm very into genealogy. I have a subscription to Ancestry.com. This is a hobby of mine, and she thought it was cool, and so I thought I would make her a gift. I don't know where the stalker is coming in.
So it's
Brooke.
it's not like you did the family tree thing completely out of the blue. She knew that this was a passion of yours.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, no. If you say your hobby is photography and you show up with pictures of her, that's strange, okay? If you had talked to her and said, hey, would you want me to research your family? And she said yes, that's a whole different story.
Well, then that kind of takes away the surprise aspect of it.
Yes, it does. It would. I think it would be at least interesting. So, did you spend the whole time going over her family tree, or did you do other things?
The tree was the largest part of the conversation. It was sitting right there, and frankly, I spent a lot of time on it and learned a lot of things about her history that I wanted to share with her.
Dude, you took so many chances on that. Like, she could have a family that she hates or an uncle that's in prison, for all you know.
I'm actually 99.9% certain she does not have an uncle in prison. I would know. I went through her history.
That's true. You did the research, and you know all about her.
How did the date end? What was the last thing you guys said to each other?
So I drove her home, and as we pulled up to her place, she said that was the most unique first date she'd ever been on. Thank you. I said I would call her, and she said she was looking forward to it. And then she said she was going to put the family tree up on her wall, maybe in a nice frame.
Wow.
Oh, all right. So it sounds like she did like it then if she wants to put it on her wall.
Well, I don't know why she would say she did like it so many times if she didn't.
That's true.
Maybe I'm just totally different than she is.
Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay.
Right, hold on, don't go anywhere.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the morning. Second date update.
Welcome back to the second date update. If you're wondering why I'm starting it with Sister Sledge, We Are Family, that's because of what Ian did for his first date with a girl named Allie. It's probably one of the most creative things I've ever heard anybody do for a first date. Definitely the most work I've heard a lot of people put into a first date. He actually made her a family tree. He got her name from Facebook, found some of her family members, went online. I guess he's a big enthusiast of this kind of thing. He does it for all his friends and family and stuff like that for Christmas and gifts. And he decided he was going to make her a gift, a family tree for their first date. He thinks that she was impressed by it and really liked it. But now she's not calling him back. So we're going to see if we can get her on the phone and find out why. Ian?
Yes.
Is that one of your favorite songs, by the way?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Ian, I just want to apologize, okay? I think I went in a little bit hard on you on your surprise.
That's okay. You called me a stalker, but I can forgive
well,
that.
I mean, that would have been my reaction had I received that information about myself from someone I didn't know. But maybe she liked it, but also be prepared that she didn't, okay?
Well, I mean, again, I am hoping she did like it, but she is not calling me back, so you might be onto something there.
Well, we'll figure out why right now, okay? I'm going to dial her phone number.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, I was looking for Allie.
This is.
Hey, Allie, how are you? My name is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
I assume some sort of business.
Well, it's not, I guess it is kind of a business. I don't know. It's actually a radio show.
Okay. Well, so what is this about?
This is about a guy that you know. He's a friend of the show, and he actually emailed us hoping that we could get you on the phone because you're not calling him back after your first date.
Are you serious?
Yeah. His name is Ian. So Ian emailed us saying that he thought he had a wonderful first date with you. But ever since then, he's tried to get a hold of you, and you're not responding to his text messages or phone calls. So he thought maybe we could get you on the phone and find out if something went wrong on your date.
That's really weird.
I know. It's a segment we do on our show all the time. So he emailed us, and now I'm asking you the question. Did you like your date with Ian?
It was interesting.
I feel like that's a good adjective to use.
What did you want me to tell you? I mean,
Well, how about this? I'll tell you what he told us.
okay.
Okay. He said that he met you at a bar and then went out for a picnic. And at your picnic, he presented you with a huge family history thing that he had made from some website or something.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Did that freak you out? That would have freaked me out.
Well, it took me by surprise for sure.
Yeah.
I had never met anybody who has gone to such great lengths to impress me, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, he said that you guys had talked about it and you knew that he was into this kind of thing.
Oh, I did. I just wasn't expecting, I guess, on the first date for him to whip out my full entire family tree.
Yeah.
And not even just my grandparents, like my great grandparents, and then beyond. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to bring up genealogy as a hobby and then to troll your Facebook page to find out who your great grandfather is a big leap.
It's a lot of work.
Was it at least impressive to you? I mean, he did a lot of research. Obviously, he liked you.
Yes, that part is very impressive because I'm sure that took a lot of time. But then that's also creepy because now he has a lot of my family's information.
Yeah, it's a weird line because, you know, he told us about it and I went back and forth. I was like, is it creepy or is it a nice thing from a guy who's just really into finding out people's family histories?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, but I went back and forth. Is this impressive or is this weird? But then it just got like straight up weird.
It got stranger after your surprise?
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. So after our picnic where he presented me with the family tree, we start walking down this hill, and then he's like, ta-da, surprise. I'm like, what is this surprise? And he's like, this is the oldest cemetery in the state. I'm like, cool, awesome. Then he said, look over there. Over there is where your great-grandparents are buried.
What?
Okay.
He took you to the burial site of your family?
Oh, that's not even, there's one more layer of weird to this. Then he whips out cheesecake, like, let's finish our picnic at my great-grandparents' grave.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he knows nothing about your feelings on death or if you knew these people, or, right?
No, and he basically was like, let's spend time with your great-grandparents.
So did you stand there and eat cheesecake in front of your great-grandparents' grave?
I woofed that cheesecake down and got the hell out of there.
That is the best visual I've ever heard of in my whole life.
Did you guys talk during it or?
Oh no, I was eating so fast.
What was his reasoning for wanting you to be at his?
Because he wanted me to know about my history and spend time with them.
Did you learn anything new from eating cheesecake at your great-grandparents' grave?
He told me a couple facts about them, but in my mind, I'm like, just finish the cake. Just eat this cheesecake and let's go.
I'm sorry. I just have a quick thing to say here.
Oh, all right. I was hoping you would wait.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Allie, that's Ian. He's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
What are you talking about?
I mean that he was on the phone the whole time listening and he wanted to talk to you. He was supposed to wait until I brought him into the conversation, but he just couldn't help himself, I guess.
I'm sorry that I jumped in. I couldn't help myself. I feel like Allie's missing something that's kind of just inherently cool about the fact that she has distant relatives, not even distant relatives, direct line relatives that live right in town. I myself, I had to go to Scotland to have this same experience of being able to see the gravestones of my great-great-grandparents. That's history.
Ian,
That's your own personal history.
Ian,
Yes?
Ian,
Yes?
Ian, can I just cut you off for a second? I do think that's really cool. I mean, that is awesome, and that would be a really sweet romantic thing, but you just met me. Can't we talk about that and get to that point? Like, I don't know, 3 years from now?
Yeah.
I mean, 3 years from now, that's a long time. It could be a whole other generation, and they have to redo the family tree.
Okay, well, at this point, I think that you can stop working on my family tree.
Yeah, Allie, I mean, did you have fun with him outside of the kind of strange research he did into your history?
I could have maybe dealt with the family tree thing because that was pretty impressive. But then taking somebody to a cemetery on a first date, I mean, come on.
Yeah, Ian.
It's a lot.
Come back from that.
I know that you don't really understand how she's not fully impressed by the family tree thing, but taking somebody to a gravesite on a first date.
I feel like everyone's blowing this very out of proportion. The grandparents, finding the grandparents was actually pretty easy, but the main setup, the main research was going into the family tree. That's what took the time. I think that's what we should focus on. That's the part you kind of like.
Well, we need to focus on taking somebody to a gravesite on a first date, no matter who it is.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, what if I put it this way, Ian? What if I say, like, hey, maybe you spent too much time investing on where Allie came from instead of who she is right now?
Thank you.
Allie doesn't even know who she is if she doesn't know her past. Then I come into her life and I can help her figure it out.
Savior.
Are you kidding? I think you need to wait and find out some more about me first, but at this point, it's not going to happen.
What a wonderful lead into my question, Allie. Would you like Ian to learn more about you and go out on a second date with him? We will pay for it.
Hell no. First, he freaks me out. Then he insults me. No.
Sorry, I didn't mean to insult you. That was certainly not my intention. I feel like if we could go out again and just start from fresh, that would be good. And I will tell you there is an extra incentive if you have another date with me. I found out some pretty interesting things about a great aunt of yours.
I don't care. At this point, I don't care, and I don't want to go to her grave either.
Okay, I can just email you the information and the
Great,
links. She has a Wikipedia page. She was
Wow.
Oh, that's pretty famous.
Well, Allie, thank you for talking to us about your
Oh,
date.
thank you.
Yeah. Ian, I'm sorry you didn't get a second date, but maybe this is a lesson learned.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. And what's that lesson?
Don't ask people out on a first date. They're going to be ungrateful about research you do.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, I don't think I'd like to go out with this guy, but I'm wondering if I could hire him to do some research on my family. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, this dude named Allie wanted to call a girl, or Ian wanted to call a girl named Allie that he went out with. She wasn't calling him back, and he couldn't figure out why, because for their first date, he went to great lengths and actually researched her whole family tree and even presented her with a nice little presentation basically on her family. And then we found out when we got her on the phone that not only did he do that, he took her on a picnic next to a cemetery that was the gravesite for her great-grandparents.
Oh, dude.
And he took her to their grave to have dessert.
Yeah.
She was obviously creeped out by that and doesn't want to go out with him again.
The other thing is, some people may be really into that, but it's not a first date move. Right?
Definitely.
It's
No,
like,
definitely
get
not.
to know you first, and then maybe we can move on to that if you're into that whole thing.
But he didn't get it.
No,
At all.
he didn't.
He's like, what are you talking about? This is great. Everybody should learn about their family history. And I went out of the way and took you to where your dead great-grandparents are. Come on.
Some people are pissed at us. Someone wrote in, I hope you didn't ruin him. He was just being chivalrous.
I don't think we ruined him. I don't think he realized that she was like really angry at him. He just didn't understand. He put it back on her. That's like, well, fine. Then just don't go out with guys who are doing research on your family if you don't want to know about it. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Is it a bad sign if you get into a big disagreement during a first date?
Yes.
Most of the time, yes.
It's not good.
Uh-huh.
Maybe if you think about it this way, couples argue about stuff all the time.
Well, yeah, that's
Right,
'cause they've
Brooke?
been together forever.
So it might be
So
good
it's hard.
practice
I
for
mean-
when you do finally make it official. You want to know how the arguments are going to go
I don't
early
think
on.
that's not really the logic.
Make sure you can
there.
win 'em.
It's like make the honeymoon phase last as long as possible.
You think a huge argument happens and they're like, wow, this is going
Okay, we're
well.
going to agree to disagree on this one, I
Oh,
think.
yeah, you're
This is our
arguing.
argument.
And one of our listeners, Derek, said he got into a weird disagreement with his date. We're going to find out what happened in just a minute. But first, Derek, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me. I've never done this before, so.
It's good. This is my 5th time on the show. You would remember.
So we'll get to what happened with your argument, but first, tell us the name of the girl that you roasted. What was her name?
I hope not.
I didn't roast her. Casey. Casey's in it.
Casey?
Okay.
Where did you meet Casey?
We met on an online dating site. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to tell you which one.
That's pretty normal. I mean, was there something that stuck out about her?
She's really cute, and I just got out of a relationship, and she ended an engagement just, like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
We kind of bonded over that a lot.
Get over someone by getting under them.
It's an interesting thing to be attracted to in a person.
I mean, you're just like, you're both on the rebound. You probably have the same ideas of what you want.
Okay. It was interesting. Like, what did you like about her is that she's just ended an engagement. It's strange.
So we get someone I could talk to trade horror stories about, significant others and stuff like that. She just got it.
Okay.
So, we're talking back and forth, and then we plan to go out and just grab coffee.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So we're walking to the coffee shop, and we pass this brunch restaurant that apparently she absolutely loves.
Oh, nice.
Like, she stopped in her tracks, and she goes, oh, my God, I love brunch. I love everything about it. And I had to tell her, like, hey, listen, I'm not much of a breakfast guy at all.
Is this
Those
where
are like, that's a kiss of death, man. Why would you say something like that? It's
bad timing.
I
Don't
mean,
tell her then.
I married my husband, and I didn't find out until 5 years into the marriage that he hated breakfast.
See? And you would've married him.
Yeah, probably not.
No.
Probably would have rethought the whole thing.
Yikes. What did she say?
She's like, well, what is it? Is it because it's early in the morning? And I'm like, no, not at all. It's mainly because I just don't like breakfast options.
What? God. Weirdo. I married one of you. It's the
Yikes.
weirdest thing to me. Really strange.
So, when I told her that, she almost fell over.
Oh.
And then she goes, okay, well, I'm going to list some breakfast foods, and I want you to rank them 1 to 10.
I like
She goes,
her.
how do you feel about pancakes? And I'm like, they're like a 2. She goes, waffles? 2.
Whoa, waffles.
I'm just being honest, like, French toast is like a 1, I guess.
You don't like... How do you not like French toast?
You're listening.
It's bread and maple syrup and sugar. It's delicious.
Ironically, he lists the 2 girls in the room favorite meals, and they are mad.
Shut up.
See?
Is there anything that you ranked high out of any of the breakfast foods?
Like water.
I did rank something an 8.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Here we go. Huevos rancheros. Let's go.
I gotta be eggs. Not just eggs, right?
What breakfast food gets the nod?
I'm kind of a health nut, so it's just plain oatmeal.
Oh, my God.
No!
Plain oatmeal.
I'm done with you.
Gross, bro.
Okay, are you being serious, or are you just lying to keep up this health facade?
Trying to make us mad.
No, I'm not trying to make you mad. I'm not trying to make her mad. And she said, you just haven't had good breakfast food. So she made me go into the brunch restaurant.
Oh, wow.
You were right.
You're basically a married couple at this point,
You gave in.
where it's like, oh, okay, I guess we'll go to this place again,
I
honey.
guess I like breakfast now.
No, wait. I have to know, what did you order when you went to brunch with her?
Well, what did I order or what did she order for me? Because those are 2 different things.
Oh,
she ordered
stuff
you.
for you? What'd she get?
Well, it was kind of embarrassing because, we're in the restaurant and she tells the server, I'm not into breakfast, so do your best. And then she brings like all these, like a sampler kind of tray, and she just orders sides of everything.
That's awful, dude.
That's really fun.
You're telling me if I go into a restaurant and say I'm not a breakfast person, they're going to bring me a sampler?
I don't
plate?
think so.
No.
You got a really nice
That
job.
sucks, though, that like she's trying to embarrass you by being like, hey, everyone, he hates breakfast food. Let's see how much he hates
He
it.
deserves it.
It
going
sounds
to the
like
Olive
she was
Garden.
just being fun and funny.
Yeah.
Like, he wouldn't want to call her back if she was out to just humiliate him,
Okay.
right? Like,
She was, like, mean.
it sounds like she was making a fun event of it.
Okay, well, how did you enjoy your breakfast sampler?
So first I said, look, you don't have to order all this. I'm probably not going to like it.
Ugh.
And then so she orders everything anyway, and I give it a couple bites, and I'm like, I'm sorry, these are just not that good. These are a lot of 2s,
Oh, my
So I just ordered what I wanted to order, which was 2 bowls of just plain oatmeal.
2 bowls.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Man, you're going hard.
Good for
It
you,
doesn't
man.
fill you up. It tastes like nothing.
It totally fills you up.
Just-
Did you guys enjoy the date?
Yeah, aside from the food, how was your connection?
Everything's actually going pretty great. We're having a great time. We're talking about families, and she told me that like her mom especially makes a big deal about birthdays, and that her birthday's coming up. So that was kind of cool. So I thought maybe, like a birthday is something we can kind of do.
So you like birthdays?
Okay,
at least you guys have something in common. You could be the guy that's like, oh, birthdays, they don't really do it for me.
That's it.
Okay, but it's nice that you guys were able to connect. How did the date end?
So we shared a hug, and then we were texting a little bit after that, and then she just stopped completely.
Really?
So I don't know. Maybe she talked to her friends, and they said, hey, he doesn't like breakfast, like cut this guy off or whatever. But
No, I don't think that's actually a thing.
I
really
it is.
don't.
I know, from the reaction that we got in this room.
No, you guys, I married a guy who doesn't like breakfast.
And you still hate him for it.
No, I don't. It just means more food for me, Jeffrey.
Okay.
All right.
Well, let's see what this girl's thinking. We're going to play a song. We'll come back. We'll call Casey for you and try and get your second date, okay?
Okay.
All right, hold on, man. There are millions of people listening all over the country right now who are throwing their blueberry muffins at the radio in anger, just pouring hot syrup over their smart devices in total disgust.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, guys, slow down.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't know that this is the problem yet. I know everybody in studio's angry that Derek doesn't like breakfast food, but we don't know if that's why his date Casey isn't calling him back.
That's true. We all are like 99.9%,
Yeah.
but it's not official.
Because if you missed the first part of the second date, we're on the phone with Derek, and he mentioned to his date that he doesn't really enjoy eating breakfast food.
Yeah.
And so she forced him to eat a bunch of them at a restaurant that she really
sounds
likes.
awful when you say that.
Well, that's what happened.
She's sick. She didn't force him. It's not like he had his hands tied and she was like spoon feeding him.
Okay, she just publicly shamed him while
Oh my
he
God.
ate stuff.
You are so defensive of him. For
real.
Well, I don't know. This is exactly what happened, but
has
they
a
ended it
point.
on a high note. They had a hug, a few nice conversations after all the breakfast drama. Now, Derek, I know you mentioned a lot of foods that she made you try, but you never mentioned if you put a sausage in your mouth. Because that's one of my favorites.
Why do you say it like that?
Did you ever
though?
get some sausage?
Sausage patty.
Ooh, the patty. Okay. They're different than the links.
Jeff's
It's
disappointed.
still like a 2, maybe a 3.
They're 2? That's your ranking?
Here's the thing. Have you ever thought, I don't think that brunch is necessarily a personality type, but I think being a person who only eats plain oatmeal may actually be. Maybe she just found you kind of bland.
Yeah. I could see that.
Ouch, Brooke.
I'll drink a Bloody Mary.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Hey,
Ooh,
okay.
getting
Now that's-
crazy.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
Brooke doesn't like those.
I don't like
I
those
want
either,
to
but-
so bad, though.
Yeah,
too.
they're
All right.
fun. I love bloodies.
Well,
mimosa.
let's just call Casey before Brooke gets so angry she walks out of studio because it's really upsetting her. We're going to dial Casey's number now, and we're going to try and get you your second date. You ready?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Casey?
Yeah, who's calling?
Hey, Casey, my name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. How you doing?
Who is this again?
The name is Jeffrey. I'm on a morning radio show.
Okay, hi.
Okay.
Hi, Casey.
Not familiar.
We're all here.
Hi.
He's barely on a morning radio show,
Yeah.
just so you know.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, those are my really mean co-hosts.
We have
They
been kind of
just
bullying you.
belittle me all day.
Sorry, Jeff. We love you, dog.
Okay.
My co-host.
Great. Casey, you there?
Sorry, she may have hung
I'm
up.
still here.
Yeah. You see what I have to deal with every day, Casey? It's just ridiculous.
Come on.
So I'm calling
We're
you.
friends.
We do a segment on our show called A Second Date. Have you ever heard of that before?
No.
Okay, well, it works like this. If you go out on a date with someone and afterwards, if that person isn't calling you back, you can email our show and we'll reach out to them for you to help you figure out the reason why.
Okay, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And recently you went out with a guy named Derek.
Yes, I did.
Okay. So Derek has emailed us because apparently you guys had a nice time and you were texting after your date, but you've ghosted him lately and he isn't really sure why.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work out, him and I.
Was it?
He talked to you guys?
Yeah. He told us about your date and he mentioned a lot of it centered around breakfast food.
Which we were stunned as well.
Yeah, we
He
got
told
your
us that he
back on
didn't like it, you know.
He told you about that?
Yeah. He told us
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
it's surprising. There's not a a whole lot of people like that, but there are people that genuinely don't enjoy breakfast food.
Yes, like Brooke's husband, which we talked about.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is it sounds like you turned it into like a fun date thing where you could see if you could change his mind.
Yeah, I really couldn't believe it. So I just thought for fun, we were walking past my favorite brunch spot. So went in, found a few things off the menu that he could sample, and he just would rather have plain oatmeal, he said.
Yeah.
And I mean, I kind of thought that was weird. I'm a big breakfast brunch person. My friends and I do that almost every week. We love Sunday brunch.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not something you have to have in common with your partner, right? Like, you have your people already that will brunch with you.
Right. But I mean, I would like him to be a part of that if he's going to be a part of my life. And, at first I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But when I did speak to my friends about it afterwards, they were very shocked and they were kind of upset that I was with a guy that didn't really like breakfast food.
Are you joking?
Oh, your friends nixed him?
Yeah. And then I researched it, and this sounds a little crazy, I'll admit this. But I found a relationship expert. He's had a PhD. He writes.
Okay, this is on the internet, though.
Yeah, Brooke's already putting up walls before she even knows what the relationship expert says. She's like, I don't trust him. Sounds like a hoax to me.
Well, the one thing that he had mentioned was that, and again, I know this sounds a little bit crazy. I know it's not a major dietary restriction, but he mentioned if someone does have a major dietary restriction, sometimes it just doesn't work out.
In a relationship?
In a relationship.
Yeah, but this is different than like having to be gluten-free or something and you love bread. I don't know.
Well, it's actually worse because he just doesn't like it.
What?
So like 5 years from now, I don't want to be sitting across from him and upset at him and wanting to dump that bowl of oatmeal on his head.
Yeah, no.
So wait.
Wow.
You
so
liked
it really is
you liked everything about him except for his taste in food.
I just thought it was weird. Maybe it's just like a red flag. I don't know. And then later on, I might find out some more weird things.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's a gateway to weirdness. And
Yeah.
Liking oatmeal sounds like a gateway.
I mean, Casey, do you think, would it be considered weird if, say, Derek was on the other line listening this whole time and wanted to talk to you? Would that be weird?
Yeah, I think it's going to be weird.
Yeah. Is he?
Yeah, he's there.
Time to say hi.
Yeah, it's time to say hi.
Casey, just because we have different food tastes, I mean, that's no grounds for not seeing someone. You know, I think having different food tastes could make a relationship better. You know, to have a diverse sort of taste profile than the other person. Otherwise, it'd be really boring.
I mean, I'm sitting here drinking mimosas and having all this fun food with my friend, enjoying myself, and you're just sitting there eating your plain oatmeal. That's kind of boring.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying that. Look, and if you're talking about like a relationship expert online, I'm sure I can go and dig up some relationship expert that will say the exact opposite.
That's true. Online, you can find any argument link. I swear, I could find a link that says potatoes
And just
are gonna rule the world.
and here's the thing, just because you think his oatmeal sucks, all right? Like he doesn't. He's actually enjoying himself still when he's out to breakfast with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if I said I won't date you because you don't like oatmeal?
Oh.
It's the same thing.
I mean, oatmeal is just one food, but breakfast, there's so many options. You just don't like any of it.
Well, maybe you can look at this as an opportunity to change him.
No, it's a terrible. No, get
Yeah.
out of here.
That's a good challenge.
It's a good women love a challenge like that,
they do.
and you can slip some breakfast food secretly into his meals so he doesn't know until he eventually starts to like them.
Get out of here. We're not changing people.
We could try.
Yeah. What about a BLT? I mean, that's kind of on the verge of.
And then you're gonna add an egg to it.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think, Derek? Are you up for that?
I'm up for a little bit of change. I'm not up for being changed by a woman.
Yep.
That's a good answer.
Okay, Case, you're gonna have to do it secretly so that he doesn't notice.
I don't even know if I want to see him again.
Oh my gosh. Give him one more chance. Go to dinner with him. Maybe you guys will.
Who likes dinner? Ugh.
Oh, here we go.
Are you serious? This is gonna be really hard. One doesn't like dinner, one doesn't like breakfast.
Don't
Maybe
mention lunch.
We'll send you guys out on a date and you guys can have lunch together.
No,
We'll pay for it.
all they can ever have is
Oh,
lunch,
okay.
soup and sandwiches
A
all
snack.
day long.
Snack.
Okay, what if you guys we'll pay for a snack for you two to share.
Some Nutri-Grain bars.
Yeah, you guys can both nibble on the ends of a Quaker Oats bar till you meet in the middle.
Good for me. I mean, I know, Casey, your birthday's coming up and you wanted to do something. I mean,
Oh, he
All right.
remembered, you guys.
There you go. That was really
He
sweet.
remembered her birthday.
Derek,
on,
that was really nice.
Casey.
Casey.
I'm not a monster here.
He said I'm not a monster. You are a breakfast monster.
Debatable.
What do you say, Casey?
Give him another
I guess
chance.
we'll give it another shot.
Yay!
Oh, look at that.
All right. No one's excited but me.
I said yay.
I didn't see it turning this way. I'm happy.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like you guys are just saying this to get us off the phone, and then you're never going to talk to each other again.
That might be a possibility.
Okay.
All right.